Stepped on the scene, dripped in saline. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Shakur Stevenson blast Frank Martin for turning down 25% after he did the same with Devin Haney. So we're going to listen to this and then we'll discuss it in greater detail. So Shakur Stevenson was recently on $1 million worth of game, and I believe it's being released either today or sometime or may be out there. But here's a snippet of what Shakur Stevenson said about Frank Martin on $1 million worth of game.
You be training all the time. You so eager to fight, but it's like every time a fight pop up, it disappears.
Cause niggas is pussy.
What happened with Frank Martin?
He's a bitch. That nigga's a straight bitch. I never seen nobody more bitch made than Frank Martin. Frank Martin is the most bitchest nigga in the world. Like, I done DM this. Mind you, I would never had that thought if I didn't have a DM conversation with the nigga. I talked to this nigga on the DMs. I explained this man, look, this is how much money the fight is. Me and you're not that big of a name, bro. You don't bring nothing to the table. I'm the name.
Yeah.
So this how much the fight is worth. This man sat there in the DMs after I told him, look, I'm getting this much, you get this much. He tried to act like it wasn't 25%, but it is. He wanted 50-50. 50-50 or he's not fighting me. And it don't make sense. That don't make sense to me. Like, why would I fight Frank Martin? He never won a title. He never been in he never done nothing in the sport of boxing.
No, I like Frank Martin as a fighter.
Man, he's a bitch.
I don't think that, you know, in a purse dispute with you, I don't think he should get 50%.
He don't think that.
I'm gonna say this.
He just scared. He's not going to fight unless it's a cash out number. Just like other fighters, Lomachenko was offered the most money in his career to fight me. Why not fight me? The most you're older, it's the end of your career. Why not take the most money in your career to fight in one of the biggest fights in boxing? Why not?
Right.
Say it with your chest, bruh.
All right, so someone called Shakur out about his comments on social media, and we'll take a look at that. So here's what someone said to Shakur. It says, Shakur Stevenson, ain't you the same clown emoji who turned down 25% from Devin Haney with the emoji? Make it make sense. So Shakur responded, different situations, D-head. I would have made less than that fight than I made in my last 3. And no, I didn't turn it down. I just enforced my mandatory and made the WBC do their job. He then moved up in weight, and now I'm fighting for his belt, goofy. Frank turned down his biggest payday. So that's Shakur explaining the difference. So, all right, I'm going to turn over to you, G, man. What's your reaction? And actually, is Shakur a hypocrite? And what's your reaction to what he had to say?
Is he a hypocrite? No. And the reason why is because I agree with Shakur on the Frank Martin situation. Frank Martin ain't really a star like that. He's not really known like that. Yeah, he's talented, but he's not really known in these streets. So it's like, who are you to ask for 50%? That's outrageous, you know? So to me, like 25%, that's kind of low. But, you know, I'm like, yo, Frank Martin, who else you going to fight? You know, you're not going to make nowhere near the type of money you would be making, you know, fighting Shakur. So he's just capping. He just don't want to fight. He's just straight up ducking. Now, in regards to Shakur and Haney, I agree with him. Where Shakur's like, yo, listen, like, if he's punching in the numbers and the numbers just aren't in his favor, and he's like, you know what, I'll probably make more money just by becoming the mandatory, and then I could get a bigger bag. But now when he becomes the mandatory, Haney's moving up and leaving the division. So it's a little different, you know. So Shakur was never trying to avoid Haney, right? So that's the difference. I think Frank Martin is actually trying to avoid Shakur Stevenson. And he's like, well, if you're going to force my hand and I have to fight you, at least let me cash out, you know? And so it's pretty much, yo, I'm going to put my O on sale. And that's what I don't like, you know? So Frank Martin, you're better off just saying like, yeah, you know what? Right now I got these plans or whatever. So I'm going to fight you when I fight you. But you agreeing and now you're reneging. All of that stuff, man, it just looks bad. So now you're just looking like a straight ducker. So everything that Shakur said, I didn't see anything that I disagree with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not even going to bring homeboy up, but he did bring up a gentleman that I also feel is a ducker. But it's whatever, man. I'm gonna stay positive for this segment. So I'm just saying I agree 1,000% with Shakur on this.
Hey, man, be Parachute G, man. That's what the people come to see, man.
It's cool. It's cool. I don't want people saying that I'm hating and all this Ukrainian crap and all this. I don't want to hear none of that, man. So it's whatever, man. God bless.
Yo, people come here for Parachute G. That's what the people want to see, G.
Man, listen.
What's wrong with you, man?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm good. You know.
Push the button, G.
Nah.
Fine, G.
I'll be reading the comments. They be hating.
So, man, don't let the people. I learned a long time ago. Hey, don't let the people in the comments determine what you say.
Yeah, G, you worry about people typing on the
keyboard.
I'm just saying.
Type on the keyboard.
You 10th floor G. That's what you do, G.
No, G.
The previous segment went from that segment
on your feet.
Nah, the last segment was like 10 minutes. It ended up being an hour because of my comment. So I'm not even going to do with this segment.
Speak your speech.
Hey, man.
Speak your speech.
Yo, dog. You went from
I'm going to say this. There's a lot of duckers in that division. How about that?
Yo, Ned. He went from conspiracy G to censored G, dog. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, yo. All right, go ahead, TV.
Yo, honestly, 25% is a slap in the face, bro. I wouldn't take that either. Like 25% to get punched in the face. No. And he said his number. Frank Martin gave his number. I'm not too well versed on like what the contract negotiations or I heard G say he agreed to it earlier, whatever. But 25%, G, would you take 25%? No.
Hold on. You misunderstood what I said. I agree 25% is kind of low. However, he doesn't deserve 50. So
but I'm saying
it's like you find somewhere in between
and you go work from there. But I don't know if Shakur don't want to work with that. Like he didn't give a 60-40 or 60-30, nothing like that. He said
I don't think Frank Martin deserves 40% either.
Yeah, it's boxing, yo. The kid's 18 and 0. He talented.
He's unknown, bro. He's
offer. But like, yo, 25%, that's a slap in the face. I don't think anybody in boxing should take.
What are you talking about? Yo, your favorite boxer, AJ, done gave several guys 25%.
That's AJ, man.
Oh my God, but AJ
he got the titles.
All right.
No, he doesn't.
He had the titles.
Okay.
You feel me? He had the title. And he generate the most money in the division. Shakur, I don't think he generate that much. So if you don't generate that much, if AJ generate $100 million a fight and he give you 25%, that's $10 million, yo. Well, no, I'm capping. That's $25 million.
AJ gave what's his name? Parker 35% for that belt. And Parker was an unknown commodity, bro.
Still, that's still when you look at the chunk of the chunk you getting from the lump sum, I'm good. That's my highest paid. But when Shakur is not generating that much money, so give him 25%, and if the fight's only $2 million, I'm walking away. I got a concussion. I'm like blacked out, bruised. I got to recover. I got to go to surgery after this fight, and I'm only getting like $25,000 off of this. No. Give me a respectable amount if you want to fight me, like, and you not making that much money.
So what's respectable to you?
I'm just saying that if the fight generates a lot of money, like I'm saying the fight's gonna generate $100 million, I'll take 25% of $100 million.
Bro, what?
But if the fight's generating
reasonable, bro, we're talking
if
about
the fight's generating 1 million,
like how many fights generate
maybe
$100
two
million?
at the time most, and we fighting on national television, I ain't fighting for 25% because I'm not making nothing.
So, all right, Ned, let me ask you again.
Yeah. What's
a reasonable percentage to you that you think is fair?
35, 40. All right, 35, 40. If you go below 30 for any fighter, that's disrespect.
I would have went 30.
35, 40. Anything below that is disrespect, and that's all I gotta say.
Is it disrespect if it's your highest payday?
But it's not his highest payday.
No, for Frank Martin, it would be his highest payday.
That's what I'm saying. What are you talking about?
So, all right. Let me make this point. If Frank Martin accepts this 25%, he loses. Now he botches his career because there's like, 25%. That's
losing to Shakur Stevenson would botch his career.
Huh?
Losing to Shakur Stevenson would botch his career.
I think so. Nah, I agree with Ned. It's too risky at this.
Accepting this
offer to take an L right now. You know what I'm saying?
If he accepted, he set the standard. He said, I want 50%. If Shakur would like, all right, we'll do 45, 30, 35, whatever, something a little higher than 25%. But if he loses after this, everybody that fights him or up and coming star, 25%. That's all you get. And they're not getting. He's not getting nothing from that fight. It's just setting his way he needs his way he recommends.
Yeah, let's just be real. He's asking for 50% because he knows Shakur will say hell no. That's why he's asking for 50%. He don't want to fight Shakur, bro. Like I'm telling you, these are ducking tactics, man. Everybody's doing this, son.
How come it's not ducking for Shakur? Like you balling somebody and saying
Shakur blast Martin for turning down 25. Listen, man, you knew the boy wasn't ready.
I agree with Trill. He wasn't ready, so he's scared to death right now.
I'm sorry. Listen, this is how I feel. Who was talking? Who had the floor?
It was me.
Do you think, TB?
Hold on. How come Shakur's not ducking? He gave him a low ball offer. You give me a low ball offer and tell me step in the ring and fight me. No, you're gonna lose. Why would I take that? This is disrespect. It's a low ball offer. And you tell him fighter step in the ring. Step in the ring for 25%. I said this is wrong. You're not working. You're not even trying to give him a little bit. A little bit. Like this is 25% is a slap in the face. You don't see what I'm saying? It's like
so you want the A side to big up a dude that's literally just coming in the ring to lose.
But he's not.
Like he brings nothing. Like he doesn't even really have a name. All he has is an O to his name.
Yeah, all he has is an O to his name.
Even like established yet.
But if he loses at 25%, this is what he's expected. This is gonna be his purse for every fight from now on.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it is because it's like you're a bump. Like this is what happens. You lose to a star, you're a bump unless you prove yourself otherwise. Say come in there. If I ain't gonna lie, if Martin's he's talented, but if Martin comes in there and washes Shakur, biggest risk of your life. You took a risk, but you won the reward. But this is a big risk to take this fight for 25%, then lose. Now every fighter said you took 25. I don't need to fight you. You're a bum. Take this 25 or nothing. This is what he got. This is the handouts now. 25% is literally what they're gonna offer him every time he fights somebody. And because he's literally like that's it. That's the deal. Like I don't see how y'all don't see because it's like he said 50. And when you work from there, he take 40. Now he gets a respectable demand. But now when he goes into negotiation with other fighters, like you took 25 every time, 25. That's the starting offer. Then they're gonna go 20. Now you a 10% fighter. He's gonna be looking. They're gonna clown him now. Like, come on now.
Yeah,
like,
nobody work for free. What you bring to the table.
Nobody worked for free, G. You want to punch me in my face? You want to punch me in my face? I need 40% at least.
Now you got.
Yo, that's the quote. That's the quote right there.
That's wild, yo. But like, you gotta understand that it's like every fight, right? Like your percentage, your split is gonna be different, and it's based upon what you bring to the table. You know, like right now, Frank Martin is he's a talent. but he's still unknown to the masses. As he grows in the sport and builds more popularity, that 25% will be now 35%, 45%. Then he'll have the lion's share. You know what I'm saying? It just takes time. You don't, because you accept a 25% split right now in your career, that's what you're locked in for the rest of your career. That's ridiculous, bro. That's not even logical.
All right, so listen, a few things. Ned, I respect what you're saying, but I think there's some things you're not considering, or maybe you're not aware of. One, the WBC ordered this fight. So they're fighting for Shakur Stevenson's vacant title. I mean, for Devin Haney's vacant title. So the WBC ordered the fight. Now, when the WBC orders fights, they create the splits as well. So, for example, it's typically 80-20 in favor of the champion. So when people talk about like the history of boxing, that's always been that way. Lennox Lewis, when he was going to fight Riddick Bowe, the split was 90-10 in Riddick Bowe's favor. When Lennox was going to fight Riddick Bowe.
Listen.
And it makes sense because Riddick Bowe was really unknown at the time.
Listen, everybody does this. This is just the history. If the A side always get the lion side of the share, you got to prove that you deserve the lion side of the share. If you think you that guy, you take the low number and then you beat him, and then you have a rematch, you get the high number. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. You know, it's how it always been in boxing.
No, it was actually Riddick Bowe
like the boy Martin. He just wasn't ready.
And Lennox was challenging, who was going to challenge Riddick for undisputed. And the WBC gave them a deadline to reach an agreement. And the split for Riddick Bowe was 90 for Riddick, 10 for Lewis. And yeah, and the WBC ended up stripping Riddick Bowe when he took the belt and he threw it in the trash. That's the famous scene of Riddick Bowe throwing the WBC belt in the trash. So it's always been this way. The problem is now we have these new fighters thinking that they're businessmen. The fact that Shakur and Frank are, DMing each other, trying to negotiate a fight is cool. But at the end of the day, they need people who understand negotiations, people who understand what options they have, people who deal with this on a regular basis. Because although you're looking at it, Ned, and you're like, oh, 25% is low, this is normal for, and although Shakur is fighting for a vacant title, he's a former champion. He's actually held titles. He's actually had belts. He's actually more accomplished in the sport than Frank Martin. So just like we were discussing with Terrence Crawford and Sean Porter, when TC fought Terrence Crawford, he got a 60-40 split instead of an 80-20 based on the money he was making in his prior fights. This means they know what Frank Martin was making, and they said 25% is enough for you, and it's going to be your highest payday. Now he wants to negotiate 50-50. That's not the way it works. And he also doesn't have the leverage. So because he didn't accept the deal, they're replacing him with Edwin De Los Santos. They're not replacing Shakur. Why? Because Shakur was the A side to begin with. And Shakur was ready to sign. So that's the difference with this situation. Now, for me, when people are calling Shakur a hypocrite, all right, go ahead, TBE.
I just want to say Edwin De Los Santos is what Frank Martins don't want to become. 25%. Yeah, take your 25. Take 25.
He might be getting less, bro.
He might be getting less. You see? That's the point I was trying to make. I think it's just to avoid that every time, oh, this fight didn't happen. Now take this 25%.
You know who got 20%? Do you know who got 20%? Usyk got 20%.
But that was the risk for the reward.
Usyk got to, but why is it not the same? But why is it not the same for Frank Martin?
20% of 100 million.
Why is it not the same for Frank Martin?
Because Shakur ain't generating $100 million fight yet.
Okay, no, rarely does anyone generate 100 million, bro.
Hey, JB.
Okay, but again, the point is Usyk took 20%, beat AJ, and then got 50-50 in their rematch.
Yeah.
And that's the most lucrative fight he's ever been involved in to this day because he took the risk, right? These days, you have these fighters who, they want to make all the bag, they want to make all the money. It doesn't work that way. Everyone knows. Even if you're a recording artist, your first deal, you take a hit until you make it and you gain the popularity, and then you're able to make money. So you got Frank Martin wanting to get 50-50 in his first title fight ever. And you want Shakur to willingly say, yeah, I'm going to take less money that they've already decided was mine to give to you.
Hold on, Ned. Think before you speak. Just
I
process
know,
what
I
you
didn't
just
say for him. I didn't say Shakur to accept, but negotiate a better deal so the fight can happen. That's
what is there to negotiate? The splits are already set in stone. So you want Shakur? You want Shakur to be like, okay, look, yeah, I understand you're taking a risk. So is he, bro. By the way, he's fighting.
He's the one with the bigger name. He's the bigger name than a Frank Martin.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I can just get this off my chest. I've been saying this to anybody who would listen for like 3 episodes right now, that the kid Frank Martin ain't ready. The fight didn't make sense. He should be fighting the level of a Keyshawn Davidson. Of course he's gonna back out of this fight. He don't want to be embarrassed for and he's not gonna get a crazy bag, even though I think the bag is fair. This is what people do. Devin just did that with Kambosos. This happens. This is what you do in the sport of boxing. I think it's fair, seeing what it is. I just think it's not time for Frank Martin. I don't think that I don't know. I just don't see it. And he know it. He know what it is. That's why he was asking for a 50-50 split. And I've seen the DMs.
It's all ducking, bro. This is what duckers do, so they don't.
It ain't ducking. If you want to punch me in the face, I need 40%. That's it. That's it.
Don't box. Then don't box, bro. Your first mandatory fight, you're not getting 40% unless you're another former champion who got history in the game. It doesn't work that way. I wonder how much Dean Dubois got in his fight with Usyk. Probably 20%.
Maybe 18. If I did him.
That's what I'm saying. Herkovich boy get like 15%. What are you talking about? This is the way it is. It's the way it's always been. If you gotta look at it like this. I wonder what's the penalty for turning down a title shot when they made you the mandatory to fight for it. You should have to get to the back of the line. For real. Because he wanted the opportunity, he got the opportunity, and he didn't. And Edwin De Los Santos stepped in, and Edwin De Los Santos is a hell of a fighter too. He's a really good fighter,
and he taking less.
Yes, and I heard he
taking less, bro.
And he gonna get less. And he gonna get less. And he pulled up to New Jersey looking for Shakur. I'm joking, but he really did.
Nah, that kid for some odd reason, the kid want all the smoke with Shakur.
Yeah, he did pull up in New Jersey and make a video with Shakur. Like I'm in your hood. What's up? But nah. So let me get to Shakur real quick, and then we can wrap this up because I do feel like I don't think it's the same. Shakur rejecting 25% with Devin Haney, but it does touch upon my frustration with these new fighters. Devin Haney took 20% and he went to Australia to beat up on Kambosos. We all knew whoever got Kambosos first was going to beat him. We all said that. We knew of all the guys in the welterweight division, whoever got Kambosos first was going to beat him. We even knew that Vasily would have beaten him. But Vasily had the issue with the war because that was the fight they were trying to set up from the beginning. But Devin went and he did it. Now, Shakur had the opportunity to fight Devin for 25%. 75-25 split. Now, Devin had all belts, and he turned it down. And this is why I have an issue. You went in the ring after his fight. You're licking your lips. You called out Devin. Devin, we all know, struggles to make 135. But he was willing to give you a shot to take all his belts to go through another grueling weight drain just to fight you. And if you beat Devin, you automatically surpass him. It's like you just step up, and you would have got him not at his best weight for 25%. And you're saying, oh, but I would have made less than I made in my last 3 fights. But in your last 3 fights, you weren't going to get 4 belts. In your last 3 fights, didn't have the opportunity to make you a superstar. And these fighters act like they never fought for free before. You got to look at things as an investment sometimes. Sometimes you're investing in yourself. Like once TC decided to take the short end of the stick, pause, and fight Earl Spence, he became a superstar. Now he got everybody calling him out. If Shakur would have just fought Devin for that 25%, and if he would have won, he would have became number 1 pound for pound probably. He would have became a pay-per-view attraction. But sometimes people think so short-minded they can't see the bigger picture. And that's the problem with a lot of these boxers in the game today. That's my issue. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can check our podcast out on all major streaming services. That's Conservative G. Oh, this ain't the last segment. My bad. My bad. G didn't jump out on this one. My bad. We are the Boxer Bros.
I feel it in my soul. Gotta get my money right. Came so cold in my cell, all them lonely nights. Stay 10 toes. Got knives in the fist.